Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading with me. We are just going to dive straight in, see what messages Spirit has for you for the first week of September. So let's dive in. By the way, I'm thinking of changing some things up. So let me know in the comment section what you guys want from this channel or from me, whatever your ideas are. Let me know in the comment section. But anyway, let's dive into your reading. We're going to start off as always with your oracles. And let's see. For my gorgeous Taurians out there, please Spirit, what are the messages that you have for them for the first week of September? Thank you. Time to go. That's a very interesting one. Okay, so this kind of always reminds me of Judgment, just because it feels like you're in between chapters of your life. You're in this really weird stage where you're leaving things behind and not yet, but moving towards opening new doors. You're in the in-between. So it does feel like you've probably already let some things go, or again, this week you are leaving things behind. It's time to go, time to take action, time to move towards new things. Or again, just time to leave old things behind. Whatever it is, you're not yet at the new doors, but you are already walking away from the old ones. And let's dive into your Moonology. So that's an interesting card. Let's see what else for Taurus. Push through any insecurity and go wild. So that kind of feels like you guys might be putting yourself in a spotlight in some way or chasing a dream in some way, but we'll figure it out. First quarter moon in Cancer says push through any insecurity. It's time to go. So that looks like you're moving towards something that you've been wanting but been too scared to go towards. That's what that feels like to me. So we're going to dive in a bit more to some other cards, figure that out for you. Now, someone requested to use the Tea Leaf Tarot this week, so I'm going to use it. Let's get some random messages for you guys at this time for the first week of September for Taurus, please. Thank you. Advice from a friend is interesting to come up on top of time to go. So maybe it's someone who's going to be inspiring you during this week to actually move forward with something. All right, you have Axe, which says forces working against you. So that could be your insecurities here. Let's see what else. Flowers, which says happiness. All right, so a mixture coming up this week. And Reef, sorrow over loss, which is interesting. Okay, so the Reef clearly is about closing doors. Maybe you guys are, still experiencing grief after a loss in your life for sure. The flowers is a good sign though, because it does suggest that there is happiness coming through for you guys this week. And maybe that's where you're moving towards. Let's figure it out. We're going to dive into your tarot straight away. Let's piece the puzzle here, Spirit. Let's get the overall energy of the first week of September for the sign of Taurus. What is the energy of the week? Page of Pentacles, which is learning something new. So for a lot of you, you could be going into like starting new careers or educating yourself, reading new books about certain knowledge that you want to have and gain. We have a lamb here, so it does kind of represent spring energy. So you are starting something new. Knight of Pentacles coming up next actually kind of feels a bit like you're going to grow faster. You guys, so what they're telling me is that you guys are very quick at learning something. So this tells me as a little bit of reassurance for you that you're really going to catch up to something very quickly and move forward much faster than you think. So if you're going into, I don't know, and you're educating yourself on something, I don't know, it just feels a little bit like you're making progress faster than what supposed to, or, that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's clarify. Let's see. It's a really good time to start something new though, with the Page of Pentacles, planting a new seed, just trying something out. The Page of Pentacles is an apprentice, and if you think about apprenticeships in real life, right, it's about learning on the job, right? You kind of go in with zero knowledge and you're kind of exposed to the work that you're wanting to learn from and do. So this could be a very big message for a lot of you, that the only way that you're really going to learn the most, or at least the energies are calling for it this week, is to put yourself into the environment of what you want to learn. So if you want to learn a specific skill, then go around certain people who are doing that, or go to places where you can learn the skill, or enroll in a class, right? Or read a book about it, right? Expose yourself to knowledge, expose yourself to the environment, because I think that's going to be very helpful and again, help you with learning. So if you want to learn a language, maybe it's a time to go to the country that you're learning the language about, because that might be able to help you learn faster. I don't know, there's an energy about learning fast that keeps coming up for you. So expose yourself in it, right? Read all about it. Be a bit obsessed with that information, because I do feel like you're going to learn a lot about it. And maybe that's where your insecurities might be coming through, right? Maybe it's saying it's time to go. Maybe it's travel, whatever it is, time to change your job. I don't know. Let's figure it out. Why is the Page of Pentacles the energy of the week? Okay, you got 2. Okay, what is this? Eight of Pentacles. So again, this is a lot to do with finances, career, or any sort of physical work that you might be doing, like projects and all that stuff. And the Four of Wands, which is reaching goals and celebrating. Okay, and celebrating something being completed. So if any of you are in any form of education, I do feel like you guys will be passing some sort of exam of some sort, or maybe you're getting a job, for example, right? Your hard work is going to pay off for sure. Okay, so whatever you guys are doing, putting the effort into, I do see you celebrating that your hard work is paying off for you, which I love that energy. Right, let's see how you guys are showing up during this week. What is the energy of Taurus? What is the energy of Taurus? You're showing up as the Ace of Pentacles. So aces do represent new energy. So you're showing up as a new you. It's in the energy of Pentacles, which is the earth sign energy, as you probably know, which is all about planting new seeds, and the stable energy is what you're adding on. So maybe you guys are getting into a new stream of income, or again, you guys are deciding to show up a bit more differently into the world. Let's figure it out. Why is the Ace of Pentacles in the energy of Taurus? Eight of Swords. One more. What is the energy of this Ace of Pentacles? The Queen of Cups. Push through any insecurity. So this is telling me, wow, that's really strong. I love using cards I've not used for a while. I like to let them sit for a bit and then they just come back with lots of, they kind of clear themselves. Anyway, Eight of Swords, if you don't know, is kind of being trapped in your head, or maybe even trapped in situations that you're not really sure if you're ever going to get out of it, right? With the Queen of Cups coming through about your emotions and your heart, jumping on top of this Moon card we have here in Cancer, a water sign, push through any insecurity. It does feel like a lot of you, your insecurities are getting the best of you. But during this week, and that could be the forces working against you, maybe this week there is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio friend who is going to be giving you a little bit of a nudge and a push, to go after something, right? There could be someone around you specifically who's going to give you some advice to go after some things that you can understand that you are capable, right? When we have insecurities, it's kind of like you fear, I don't know, there's something that you're fearing. They want me to really understand insecurities. Like insecurities is something that you feel about yourself or lack within yourself. So they really want you to address where that is coming from so that you can stabilize that. Okay. Anyway, let's get one more. Why not? What exactly is the Ace of Pentacles though? What is this? Okay, Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands. That feels like news coming your way. And the Star is about wish fulfillment, dreams and goals. So you're showing up differently, and I feel like you're getting news about a wish being fulfilled. Eight of Wands is one of my favorite cards because it does represent like good news and things are moving forward in the right direction. Knight of Swords is also about being determined and clear. So I feel like you guys are getting good news about something once you clear your head and clear your insecurities, or at least, don't let them control you, right, in your decision making. Interesting indeed. Okie dokie, let's look at your challenges for the week. What is a challenge for Taurus during the first week of September? Ace of Wands, right? So many aces coming through. Now, Ace of Wands being a challenge does suggest that maybe passion, might be a little bit lacking here, or starting something new, right? Maybe this is about relocation, or following an idea can be a bit scary. So the challenge could be there. We do have a butterfly, so it could represent that this idea or this new beginning does require you to leave some things behind, and that could be scary, and to transform could be scary. But what am I getting with this? Because the Five of Swords is here, so there could be a bit of a clash with someone during this week, and maybe that is the forces working against you. Maybe some people don't agree. Let's figure it out. Ace of Wands being a clash, though, kind of feels like a lack of motivation. Yeah, you know what you should be doing, but it's like, maybe not today. I don't feel like it. But let's figure it out. Why is the Ace of Wands the challenge for Taurus? Six of Wands. Well, Did I say, was it to you guys where I felt like putting yourself in a spotlight a little bit, or was that Aries? Either way, it doesn't matter, because Six of Wands is about gaining success, recognition, and overcoming some sort of battle in your life. So the Ace of Wands feels like a really good new start, new passion, new energy. So your challenge, I guess, might be being celebrated. It might be about stepping into a life that you can celebrate. Now, why would this be a challenge? Because sometimes we fear being in a spotlight. Sometimes we fear people seeing us succeed. We try to stay humble because what if we end up failing and now we look like an idiot, right? Or we look arrogant or full of ourselves, right? Life can and society can really push us to play small in life. There's a lot of fears that are involved with the Six of Wands. So I guess in a way, your challenge really is stepping into a life that you're deserving of. What exactly is the Ace of Wands being in a challenge position? Justice. It's about balance, maybe about contracts, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so that tells me, most specifically, this is a spiritual message, but for some of you, maybe you have been hard done by contracts in the past, or maybe, you've been in situations that you feel like were not fair and you were not paid well, or, that there was no justice maybe to do with finances, right? Maybe you went through a legal situation and you didn't get your payout from that or whatever. It does feel like you feel a bit hard done by, maybe from the legal system, or again, through life in general, feeling a bit like things are a bit unfair. Now, the good news is that's changing. The reason why the Six of Wands, Ace of Wands is a challenge for you is because maybe you're having to let go of the fact that you have been hard done by in life, so you can step into feeling more successful by life. I feel like that might be a bit of a mentality. Then you have the Page of Pentacles here again, which is what we have here. So I feel like maybe what I'm sensing actually for you guys is having to unlearn certain belief systems or mentalities so that you can actually adopt new ones. That's your challenge, is a brand new, fresh perspective. Again, one with more success. Okay, your chapters are definitely changing though. And I feel like that's what Spirit's kind of saying here, is like sometimes in life, yeah, things are a bit crap, right? That's like this change of seasons, right? Some of us don't really like winter, but we have to go through it in order to have our spring and summer, and vice versa. Maybe you like winter, but you have to go through spring and summer if you don't like those to get to that. So it's almost like sometimes life is a little bit of a balance of both things, and you've been through your hard times, maybe a bit of financial lack, not reaching your goals in some way, or just experiencing abandonment, whatever that Five of Pentacles looks like to you. You can look at the card and feel like what is calling you to look at within yourself. But Justice card being here is like, okay, you've been through the injustice, now it's your time to have the justice in your life. Page of Pentacles does feel like a bit of your, I guess in a way, advice, but I'm going to dive into your advice for you. But it does feel like what you are learning or what you are spending your time doing is actually going to pay off for you. She's actually counting her pentacles. Maybe it's a good time for savings, right? Maybe a little bit of strategy or sacrifice there, right? Instead of going out and spending the money, it's like, okay, maybe actually I want to save. Whatever it is, I feel like there's going to be a lot of happiness around it, and you will build your passion up about it for sure. Okay, let's actually leave the Six of Wands here. So your challenge is having success in life and having a different maybe approach to passions and ideas. What is the advice that you have then, please? For Taurus, the Knight of Cups. I'm going to clarify that before I speak about it. The advice for Taurus, the Knight of Cups. Why is this here? Okay, Empress and the Four of Pentacles. Interesting indeed. So I want you to look at the imagery on this card, because I actually really like them on this deck. I don't know why I don't use it more often. Okay, Empress being about abundance, can be about like a mother figure as well for some of you if it resonates in that way. Four of Pentacles is a stubborn energy. The Knight of Cups is about wearing your heart on your sleeve and being a bit more open and vulnerable with your feelings. I wonder if for some of you, your advice this week is to step into the, well, when you think about Empress energy, she's abundant. The Four of Pentacles wants abundance, but it's completely greedy and selfish, and it's not the best way of going about it. Whereas the Empress is more relaxed. She trusts that, you know, as much as things might flow out of life, they're also flowing in. So it's like that balance again that we're seeing. And King of Pentacles being here, definitely, I always relate these two together. I feel like this usually has got a crown in the Four of Pentacles. And I say that's the king before he really knows how to be a king, right? That even he is not greedily holding on to everything that he's got. So I think in a way, some of you, it's about trusting a bit more, being your advice, being a bit more open to your feelings and emotions and not holding back or holding on to certain things so that you can fully live in abundance. Because again, Empress is about flow. And some of you are not living in flow. Yeah, there's a bit of stagnant energy with the Eight of Swords. So maybe that's why time to go is here, is because some of you might be holding yourself back or holding on to things that you feel like matter to you, but might not be helping you. So this could be a really good time this week to really openly, honestly assess emotionally, does this really make me happy? Does this really help me grow? And to really kind of have a bit of a life review about that. The Empress. Really random message for someone out there, but you guys could be being called to forgive a mother figure, but this is very specific for someone because this person is not capable of changing, at least with what I'm seeing in their energy. But I think it's more about you kind of moving on. And I don't feel, again, don't approach that situation. If that resonates with you, don't approach a situation as if this person is capable of changing, because I'm not seeing that. I just feel like it's more of something for you. Maybe that's what you're leaving behind, right? Because someone might be a bit greedy or selfish or think about themselves. That's what I'm picking up on the most with the Four of Pentacles. Someone's very egoic, if you want to call it that, or egotistical. Think just about themselves and very selfish energy. Very, very, yeah, I'm just feeling like this is their energy. So some of you might be needing to heal from that situation, but that's not for everyone at all. Like that was very specific for someone out there. I just had to say that. Or it could be anyone, right? You're being called to really just move on from those situations, right? To distance yourself and emotionally understand the situation and coming from a place of love within. Not meaning that you need to share that love per se to people who've hurt you, but it's like, don't allow people to make you better. Meaning just distance yourself from them, but don't stop yourself from having unconditional love for yourself and for life. But yeah, that's what I got here. So the Empress, stepping into an energy of flow, allowing things to happen, right? Sometimes fear is what makes us hold on to things. Like, I don't really want to let go of my comfort zone, but that's the only way for growth, by the way. So again, similar thing. Right now, stagnant energy. Spirit's calling for you to learn new skills, do something new, because you are going to pass exams. You are going to have success. That's your challenge, is believing in that. Okay, because your insecurities right now are getting in the way. Okay, that's what I got for you. If you enjoyed this reading and it felt like it resonated with you, then let me know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed the reading, make sure you guys like and subscribe if you've not already. But aside from all that, I'll see you guys next time.